Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on rapper Eminem. And through his story, we talked about the place of controversy in this world and being ourselves, but realizing that we're part of a bigger society at the same time. So trust you found that one an encouragement. We're going from there to Australia, 1980 in Perth. The two main people, Bernie Lynch, who did guitars and keyboards and a few other things, and Grace Knight on lead vocals. There's another lass, certainly in the first few years of their career, Amanda Vincent on keys, that certainly also helped to shape the sound. Now, the band we're talking about is the Eurogliders. Now, these guys were pretty big in the 1980s. They just had hit after hit after hit. In fact, a journalist touted these guys as an accessible face of post-punk new wave music. Very much sophisticated pop and very tight musically, and their use of keyboards in particular. I'm a bit of a keyboard player myself, quite innovative, and sort of just riffs that make the songs stand inside your head. Between 1982 and 2021, now there's been some gaps in that time. 7 studio albums and 16 singles. So there we go. They've won a Countdown Australian Music Award in 2007. Actually, not in 2017. A Countdown Australian Music Award, and they were inducted into the West Australian Music Industry Hall of Fame in 2017. So there we go, just to show that in Western Australia in particular, because that's where Perth is, they're well loved, but they're loved all around the country, these guys. Now, there are a few songs we could talk about. I thought the song we'd go to for the Eurogliders is the song Heaven Must Be There. This came off the album The Island in 1984, and it got to number 2 in the Australian charts. So quite a successful album, this one, for the Eurogliders. And this song is all about hope. When you look at the clip, which we'll get on, which you can look at in a minute, you'll see that the clip is all about people in sort of just life situations where they don't really want to be, and hoping for a better place. And what this song talks about is heaven must be there, because I don't want to be here anymore. I want to be there, and the hope is that when they get there, that's where heaven will be. My life is pretty easy, so I can't really talk about desperation. But desperation, well and truly, is in this world. There might be someone escaping a relationship, or there might be just someone who's homeless. There might be children who don't want to live in their house anymore, and they find themselves not wanting to be at home. But what options are there? And they're thinking, well, I want to leave home. I can't stay here. So where am I going to go? And we find ourselves in situations where we didn't think we'd ever get to this point, but all of a sudden we find ourselves right there. And even the basics such as shelter and food and all the rest of it, they become a bit more of a challenge. What this song is, I believe, sending out to the world, sending out to Australia, sending out to those who are actually doing it quite tough is, if you keep going, keep persisting, you'll get there eventually. You'll get to heaven, and what heaven will be for you. If you're in desperation right now and you're thinking, oh, I don't know how life is going to go, or anything, if there's a slight chance of something better, well, surely that must be what heaven is. If you're in a situation, though, where it's not quite as cut and dried and that, it's not really, really desperate, but you're feeling a little bit hopeless and a little bit desperate and a little bit, I don't really know where life is headed. I'm just feeling a bit bleak about life at the moment, particularly with COVID and everything else. I would argue in that situation that there will be some glimmer of hope somewhere. Now, the feelings that we get, the negative feelings that we get, are quite compelling. They want to hold us where we are. They're also a little bit friendly and a little bit comfortable. I think of the image of, I don't know if you've seen the movie How to Train a Dragon, and you know, Toothless and that. He's a friendly, comfortable character, and you know, Hiccup and him become friends, and they become comfortable. Well, in that particular story, it was a very liberating experience. But imagine a dragon who just sits there and says to you, don't get hope. Don't look positive. Why do you want to do that? Don't try to be happy. You don't even know what happiness is, so why even bother? You know me, we're comfortable, we get on with each other. Let's just not go there. Let's just stay where we are. Well, the movie I was talking about was How to Train Your Dragon. So I think there's a bit of something we can talk about here. We talk about the fact that in that particular situation, the dragon became an empowering thing for Hiccup. He was able to fly around the sky and all the rest of it. But what I think needs to happen is sometimes your dragon needs to be trained. Or could be some other image that you've got this comfortable kind of helpless, hopeless kind of thing that sits next to you, fueling that. Certainly at the start of 2022, which this video is being recorded at, that we have an opportunity to get rid of the dragon. We have the power of the dragon. Sometimes the dragon has power over us, and we want to keep it there. Well, we actually have power over the dragon. We can tell it to go. You think, well, but I know the dragon. Yeah, but the dragon's not doing you any favours. It's fueling your negativity. It's fueling your sense of hopelessness. It's actually comfortable because to actually try to live life differently, it's going to take a bit of effort and a bit of work, but we all really, really want to be happy, I'm thinking. If you want to be happy, well, you're going to train your dragon. Now, if I'm talking to you right now as I say this video today, you're not going to be able to do it on your own. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to find someone, perhaps a community group to become part of, because if you just sit there on your own, nothing's going to change. But if you decide, often within 2 days of making a decision, you actually do it, or arrange it at least. Get around people who can change your perspective, to change the way that you look at life and to change your interaction with other people as well. That's going to be a way that you may find your piece of heaven, as the Eurogliders talk about in their song. So the encouragement today is don't let 2022 pass you by with that dragon still being there into the end of the year. It is time to tell it, look, thank you for being my friend for this last few years, but you know what, it's not you, it's me. You need to go. Close your eyes and picture this black dragon walking away and looking back and hoping that you'll call it back, but you're shaking your head. Getting a little bit philosophical today, but I think today, let's make 2022 the year the dragon goes. So trust that you'll find that an encouragement today. And there's nothing like this song to just bring that home a little bit more. Heaven Must Be There, as again off the 1984 album The Island, got to number 2 in the Australian charts. This is the official clip, and it's very upbeat, very positive, and very much a song of hope. And you'll get to see just how amazing Grace Knight's voice actually is. She's got such a compelling way about her, and the perfect front girl for the Eurogliders and the rest of the band. They just so tight, really innovative keyboard parts and just the whole thing. We are talking 1980s here, so we've got electronic drums there at the back. You can tell they're electronic because they're octagonal in shape. Now, another one of the hits that the Waterboys had was We Will Together. This is just a beautiful song about being together, doing life together. We will together. We will do whatever together. It's a beautiful clip, that one. This is off the 1985 album Absolutely, and this is a live version, so that's pretty good to see the Eurogliders live, and you'll get to see what I mean by how good they are on stage, these guys. The guy that you see at the front, I reckon that might be Bernie Lynch at the front, and the girl is Grace Knight. And then a massive hit, and I remember I was in a band once and I was on keyboards. I remember covering this song, Can't Wait to See You, and I had to find a clarinety kind of sound for the bit of good keyboard riff in here, and I did find it. It was pretty good fun to play this one. Can't Wait to See You, massive song for the Eurogliders. Again, live, and off the album, 1985, absolutely album. Lots of excitement for seeing your loved one, your better half, your significant other. It's just all about that. There's some really nice chords in this song, particularly in the middle. They just tend to shake it up a little bit and break it up a bit. Now, unfortunately, this particular clip is at the end of the TV show and the credits start rolling through, which is a bit of a shame, but it's certainly enough of the song is there for you to see the Eurogliders with one of their classic hits. And probably my go-to song for them is Can't Wait to See You. But I thought I needed to sort of talk about Heaven Must Be There today. Well, if you've come back, and oh, by the way, the links to those 3 videos are in the description below. And if you want to recap on Eminem, feel free to do that as well, because that one's there for you as well. Well, if you've come back for another one, if this is your first time, the Life Reflections through Music, welcome to everybody. Thank you for hanging around. It's always good to see this kind of engagement. Well, that's it for today. Next time, we're going to go to a band that is named after a continent. Around the mid-1980s, this song came out and changed the world. It's got one of the most iconic keyboard riffs of all time, and it was very much arena rock. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.